Hey everyone, Justin McGlennon here from Roll Potential, and today the truth that we're going to talk about that's going to be the backbone of lesson number 9 in our Regenerative Sales Series is truth is not built in grand gestures. It's built in small, consistent moments that tell people you are safe. You are safe here. And in sales, we talk a lot about trust, especially when we talk about trust with our buyers. But what we don't talk enough about is where trust matters most, and that's with inside our teams. So in lesson number 9, the Regenerative Sales Series, what we're going to unpack is we're going to talk about the anatomy of trust, what it's made of, how it's broken, and then also how regenerative leaders go ahead and build it. So let's start with why trust erodes in most sales cultures, and that, again, talking about inside the team. It's rarely because people don't care. Right? A lot of people care. They come to work, they do it, they're invested. But why does trust erode? It's because the system teaches them not to risk honesty, right? When pressure rises, fear takes over. And a lot of times, what we're told and what the system teaches us is not to be honest, that we're scared, especially in sales. Nobody wants to hire a scared sales rep. But what happens is when that fear creeps in, reps, they stop speaking up. And what happens when fear creeps in for the leaders is they actually default to trying to control everything. And we all know that not anyone can do all that. And really, when that happens, when the reps stop speaking up, when the leader starts trying to take too much control, that's when performance becomes more about compliance, not about confidence. I've seen it countless times. People hitting their numbers, but they're feeling unsafe to tell the truth. Truth does not vanish overnight. It fades very slowly in thousands small signals, little by little by little. A skipped one-on-one with your leader, a leader who says, hey, my door's open, but they never look up from their computer, or a meeting where questions actually get punished instead of welcomed. They're the little tiny moments that are going to go ahead and shape your culture far more than any mission statement that's up on the wall. So what is trust made of? In regenerative leadership, trust has 3 elements. You have safety, you have truth, and you have consistency. So let's talk about each one of those and dive into them really quickly. Number 1, safety. So people need to know that they can speak the truth without being punished for it. It's simple. And what this means is psychological safety, but it's also emotional safety. It's the belief that mistakes are moments for learning, not moments to shame. And that's a really, really big one. Number 2, truth. Teams built on truth share real feedback, but they share it in multiple directions, up, down, and even sideways. It's not just feedback coming from the top. A regenerative leader, they never hide from the truth. They invite it, and they even invite it when it stings. Why? Because they don't want to hide from it, right? You want to put it out there because that's what's going to build that strong foundation for the culture. And then 3, consistency. Trust isn't just declared. You don't walk in and say, all right, trust is here. It's demonstrated every single day in those 1,000 different signals. You can't talk about care on Monday and then lead from fear on Tuesday. It's consistency. Has to be the same. Consistency is what turns values into reality. So trust, it grows in the soil of consistency that we just talked about, but it dies in the shade of control, right? Especially when does control come up? We learned that happens when the fear or the pressure comes in. So how do regenerative leaders grow trust intentionally? Well, there's 3 rhythms. 1, transparency rituals. I've talked about these multiple times. If you haven't tried one, please try one. I think you'll love it. But what is it? It's a weekly team reflection. Maybe it's a public decision logs, or maybe it's just sharing not just what was decided for the next steps, but why was this the decision that the leader or the leaders of the company are making. 2nd, repair moments. Trust is going to crack. It's going to happen. We can't avoid it, right? But what we can do is we can react quickly with awareness, and we do it by addressing those cracks fast. As soon as we notice a crack, we address it. We don't let it start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. A missed promise, A misstep, that is a teachable moment, not a scar. Admit, oh, hey, I'm so sorry I missed that meeting. Da 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 da. Describe why. But don't try to describe why to get out of, oh, you should understand why I missed it. You got to come from a place of sincerity, of, I am sorry I missed the meeting. 3, boundaries of care. Trust isn't just empathy, it's structure. Leaders make clear what's okay and what's not okay. And they also make clear why it matters. And it's these 3 rhythms that's going to keep trust alive, even through times of uncertainty. So, experiment for this week, the trust check. Super simple, 3 questions, 10 minutes. Run it with your team. Reflect on these questions. You're going to be surprised at how much clarity shows up when you and your team start naming what is actually missing. So, 1, do people feel safe to tell the truth here? They don't. They might just say yes. Keep an eye out on that. Number 2, do we follow through on what we say, especially when it's hard? And number 3, do we repair fast when trust cracks? So this week, try the trust check with your team. Do it today before you go into the weekend. If you're watching this on a weekday, do it before you go into the next day. But when you do the trust check, as a leader, make sure you listen deeply. Notice what surfaces, not just in the words, but in how people react, the tone, what they look like, their behaviors, actions, things of that nature. It's not just about the words. Trust doesn't start with grand gestures. That's the big lesson here. It starts with small consistencies, little by little by little, which means trust cannot be built in a day, but it can be built in every day. So take the trust check, start building some trust with your team, try it out, let us know how it goes. Thank you.